Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders from across the globe. Welcome to Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar's 661st YouTube video, baby. Yeah. They just keep coming at you. Traders, these videos are about technical analysis and how to apply them to the futures market and to stock markets. So, do yourself a favor and go check out some of those other videos. I've been doing this almost 29 years. I am not a new kid on the block. The techniques I put in these videos will certainly help you become a better analyst. Traders, don't forget that futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss if you do not understand this game, if you do not have risk capital to lose, and if you do not place stops. You really shouldn't be in the futures arena. But for you traders that don't mind playing this game, we have some things on the board here. This video is being filmed on Tuesday night for Trading Wednesday, December 1st, 2010. 24 days left till Christmas, right? Whoa. You know, the kids are getting excited. Whatever happened to the Santa Claus rally we were expecting this month? You know, the Papa Natale rally and the Santa Claus rally? Well, so far it's not happening. Traders, what's on the board today? Well, we have a red Omni in the euro once again, as we did last night. We have a red arrow in NASDAQ, as we were borderlining last night. And we have a red Omni arrow in the corn. So we think corn goes lower. We think there's a reason for the NASDAQ to go lower. And we all know that they've been beating up on the euro lately. And the dollar still looks strong for another day at least. So we are going to expect the euro to go lower. Traders, in this video tonight, the bear flag, which looks a lot like that once it has a little chalk filled in, and the NASDAQ. The bear flag. A bear flag basically is when a market has been trading up for a while, trading, then it comes down a little in this fashion and then fills in this spot right here. When you have a market that's traded like this, this is basically considered your flagpole, and what's in here is considered your bearish flag. What happens next usually is you break down from that bearish flag. Now, in the NASDAQ, we clearly have what looks to be an established bear flag, and in conjunction with many bearish indicators. Traders, the indicators do not look good for the NASDAQ. Now remember, the NASDAQ isn't a bear flag. We do expect it to go lower because of that, but we are not expecting a crash here, traders. I think that the pullback we've seen lately is nothing more than exactly that, just a pullback. And I think that we'll get somewhere near previous highs in NASDAQ that was set back in May, then continue on from there. But as a short-term trader and an analyst, I am compelled to trade and call analysis based on what I see, not what I think. What I see is a very bearish technical picture for trading tomorrow, being Wednesday, in the NASDAQ, so I must call what I see, right? If I did not call what I seen, well, then I'd be trading my opinion as opposed to trading the analysis. So, what I'm expecting to happen here is we'll come out of a bear flag, we'll go down a little bit, the world will say the market's coming to an end, the analysis says the market's going lower, the fundamentals say it's going lower, it's over, and I think it'll stop cold and head right back up. That would be a longer term view. For tomorrow, NASDAQ lower, euro lower, corn lower, NASDAQ especially because it very much resembles what a bear flag looks like when it's starting to break down below that bear flag. So traders, it should be an interesting day. Oh, baby, that sound. Yes, we go. I like this part of the video. It is my favorite segment. It is basically what we call the comment question of the day, where you send in your questions directly to me. Although I don't get to see them, they get scanned. Somebody picks one, they put it in a concealed envelope, they hand it to me. So I don't know who it is, where it's coming from, what it's going to say. And then on top of that, to flavor this segment up a little bit, we usually have them hand me something to open the envelope with, which I have no idea what's going to be. Sometimes it's dangerous. Once it was a live fan plugged in. So I don't know what he's going to ask me to open up the envelope with, but can I have the envelope, please? Okay. We have an envelope. It doesn't look scary. It's got no name. Can't smell it. All right, so it sounds safe so far. What do I get to open this with?
The on-air sign.
Oh, my on-air sign. Hey, GT, on air. The on-air sign I have tonight to open up my envelope with. Well, let's see. We have certainly an Omniac who wrote in. I'm not quite sure exactly how this is going to work out for me. But I'll do my best to get the envelope open with the on-air sign. All right, I'm digging in there a little bit. So, traders, I don't know if you've been paying attention to these markets, but boy, oh boy, we're starting to slowly turn from what could have been bullish to starting to look ugly out there. So, let's keep our eyes on that. And the on-air sign is proving to be a bit of a challenge, but I think I'm getting somewhere. All right, here we go. You know, I got some wires sticking out of the back. Let me use those. I got you now, baby. You ain't going past me. I think we're done. There we go. Hey, the on-air sign is out of the video. Traders, question of the day. Comment question. The Ask Oscar segment comes to me from Visalube. Is that what that is? L-U-B-E? Visalube from YouTube. He writes, Oscar, on 11/22/10, you predicted the dollar weakness, and now it's gone the other way. Don't you ever mention your previous incorrect analysis? Has anyone noticed this, or do people have this short-term memory loss? Visalube, listen, this is called short-term trading live with Oscar. I am an analyst that looks at the chart every night, looks at the indicators, looks at all the other markets, and decides whether today it goes up or down, and then I report to you. If on the 22nd I was bearish, why should I have to be bearish a week or two later? I wouldn't be an analyst at that point. I'd be a guy who uses his knuckleheaded opinion and just pretends he's using analysis. So, yeah, I might have said the dollar was bullish on the 22nd, or bearish, I should say, and it probably was. But aren't markets allowed to turn, and shouldn't an analyst turn with those markets? So, hey, you know, I don't know if people have short-term memory loss, but you better get some short-term memory loss. Forget about your opinion and trade what you see. The markets change, the charts change, they morph from head and shoulders to bear flags to bull flags. You got bottom patterns, you got top patterns. There's all kinds of things going on. The last thing I will ever do is stick to an opinion for a day trade from a week ago, a week later. So, sorry, my friend, I think that you're not seeing this correctly. Short-term trading live with Oscar, this is called. If I had a long-term outlook and said in the video, this is my long-term view, I would stick to that like this. Visalube, right? Look on my board right here, Visalube. This says 1290 to 1300 will happen this year in the S&P. I said that back in some time in the first quarter of this year. It has been on my board since then. I have referred to it all the time, and that is a long-term call that I made. And I guarantee that I'll stand behind it. Whether we'll get there or not's another story. But you can't hold me to a short-term call, my friend. That's not fair. That's not technical analysis. So, Visalube, thanks for writing in. Keep an open mind, my friend. You know what I mean? Markets fluctuate. All right, traders, what I'd like to show you now is the bear flag and the NASDAQ. With no further ado, let's go look at some charts. Okay, traders, the bear flag, the NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ daily bar chart. Let me just start off with overall, slightly longer term opinion. Not a lot of damage done to the NASDAQ so far on this pullback. Major rally, slight pullback, okay, longer term view. Will we come back a little further? Well, according to this, we have a bear flag right here. The market usually comes out of a bear flag and drops a little bit, and that's what I'd expect. And this blue dotted line right here, that represents what was previous highs for the year of NASDAQ set back in May. So a pullback down to here, I think would still be healthy overall picture. But let's talk about trading Wednesday, tomorrow morning. The market, NASDAQ especially, we have an average that I like to use every now and then. I overlay it on the NASDAQ. Kind of a fast average. I have noticed that when the NASDAQ gets below this average, it brings a decent dip with it. Once again, we get below the average, you see that decent dip. Well, we had a nice rally and we just got below that average in the form of a bear flag. In the form of a bear flag. So you see what happens when we get below the average, right? Boom, we break. Get below the average again. Boom, we break. Now we're below the average in the bear flag, and here's where it gets slightly unnerving if you're bullish or if you're a bull. Here's why we got to sell this thing tomorrow. MACD, moving average convergence divergence indicator, extremely bearish right now. There is nothing bullish about that indicator at all, and it is usually an indicator of trend, and if the trend is pointing lower on the MACD, the trend is probably lower, at least for tomorrow. So MACD is certainly bearish looking, but there are more. Momentum, look at the momentum. Traders pointing straight down on the NASDAQ. And then you can take a look at the CCI, Commodity Channel Index. It is pointing straight down on the NASDAQ. Then we can take a look at another indicator, the RSI. It is pointing straight down on the NASDAQ. Traders, I could keep ripping these indicators for the next 10 minutes, and everything I have looked at is pointing straight down on the NASDAQ, at least for Trading Wednesday. So, if we are in a bear flag, coming out of what looks to be a bear flag, and now below that average at the same time, the market likely should drop, at least for Trading Wednesday. That's my technical view. Traders, one more quick view of that chart. Let me put it right before your eyes. Again, when we get below this average, generally we have a dip. We are now below the average, and I still wasn't worried yet, but the bear flag and the bearish indicators, really, you have no choice. You have to call this bearish. That would be calling what you see on the analysis and not what you hope for and not what your opinion is. Traders, pull your own charts, pull the NASDAQ, pull the indicators. Make sure your opinion is the same as mine if you are going to sell the NASDAQ tomorrow. So, traders, you've seen my charts. That is the technical argument. There is the bear flag. There is that average that we're below now. You see that we break whenever we get below that average. I do not think this is the beginning of the end or the top of the market. I think it is a pullback that we will survive and move higher from, probably within this month. But, you know what? Visalube, this is a perfect example. Yesterday I was on the fence. Should I be bearish? Should I be bullish? Let's see what the transportation average does. Today I have a bearish opinion. That's what a day trader does. Bull, bear, neutral. Got to be very quick and nimble in this industry. In any event, traders, so there it is. I hope that you can pull charts and find that same argument that I just showed you, because if you can find the bullish argument, at least for trading on Wednesday in the NASDAQ, I'd love to hear it. The corn also looks bearish. The dollar index looks bullish, and the euro should trade 128.50, 128.20. You should get hammered in that euro in the next day and a half. I think that we could see the 128s easily by tomorrow or Wednesday. So, traders, watch the euro. We're looking to sell rallies in euro. We're looking to sell rallies in corn. We are looking to sell rallies in the NASDAQ. I hope these videos are helping you stay in tune with the short-term market, with the indicators, with the action that's going on. Traders, remember to look at the NASDAQ and look at the Dow and look at the S&P and look at the Russell and look at all the other indices together before you have an opinion or develop an opinion. I looked at all the indices before I chose the NASDAQ as my short. So, please do the same. Traders, if you like the analysis here and you want to meet me, come on down to my site. It's www.livewithoscar.com. Jump into my free trading rooms where you will find me there at the helm. I am there on camera. I am there not on camera. I am there 24 hours a day. You type my name, you'll get a response. So come to my rooms and say hello. 99% of the time. Am I lying?
No.
You know, I am there. My eyes open, closed. One of them's always open, even at 5 in the morning. So you come on down to my trading room and come say hello. Traders, I offer brokerage services. If you would like for me to be a personal broker and your personal analyst, you can open up a trading account right at my site. Just come on down again to livewithoscar.com and click open up a trading account with Oscar. One last thing, you traders, if you'd like the trading signals that go along with these calls in real time sent to you via email, as well as you coming to the site, you can easily upgrade at my site. You upgrade your membership to the gold or platinum level, and you will receive direct signals right from us. All right, traders, I'm getting out of here. Is there anything? Oh, you know what? How could I forget this? OmniCamp, baby. Yeah. We got OmniCamp on Friday, this week. Traders from around the globe are coming to, is it across the globe this time, or are they all domestic?
I think this time is all domestic.
Traders from around the country are coming to OmniCamp. It's a 4-day training session here in Vegas. I am so excited. Traders, when you get to town Thursday night, call us, okay? Make sure that we speak together, that we speak to one another, so that we have arrangements for Friday morning. Welcome to Vegas, you Omniacs. You are going to love it. I can't wait to meet everybody. Traders, if you would like to receive the Omnis on your cell phone, simply go to m.livewithoscar.com, and everything that we do on our site will be on your PDA, and it works on many, many cell phones, so go take a look. All right, traders, I'm out of here. Anything I should mention, young one? No, you're good? How about you?
I'm good.
You're good. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. All right, traders, I'll see you at the site. Try to keep your emotions out of trading. One of the best things you can do to help yourselves with that is say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Always remember, futures trading is risky and can absolutely result in substantial financial loss. Traders, trading futures is not for everybody. It's not suitable for every trading account. And as always, past performance is not indicative of future results.